Good evening. Welcome to this wonderful event, the Oscar Brown Jr. Benefit Concert to Saturday Academy. And before we get started, without my glasses, this is from the Board of Supervisors, County of Riverside. It says to honor and recognize Oscar Brown Jr., whereas the legendary jazz artist Oscar Brown Jr. will perform a benefit concert for the Saturday Academy program under the sponsorship of African Student Programs at the University of California at Riverside on Saturday, December the 13th, 1997. Whereas jazz has been a traditional art of expression and communication, as well as encompassing all cultural, spiritual, and individual reflections and demonstrations of life. And whereas the Saturday Academy program is designed to reach out to youth 4th through 12th grade in order to improve academic learning, as well as provide an avenue of expression for youth through learning their cultural history, volunteer instruction, and grassroots support. Now, therefore, let it be known that the Board of Supervisors of Riverside County does hereby proclaim December 13, 1997 as Saturday Academy's Oscar Brown Jr. Day throughout the county. Further, the members of the Board of Supervisors take this opportunity to recognize the parents, scholars, volunteers, and staff of the Saturday Academy program who help promote an interest in academic learning for the youth throughout Southern California. And I would like to present this to Mr. Oscar Brown Jr.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I've never been so politically correct in my life. I got some awards in the room from the state legislature and Los Angeles and the House of Representatives. I'm really amazed and certainly gratified to be here. I want to thank you and thank the Board of Supervisors. Now we got to go and do a show.
And is David Warren in the house, Executive Vice Chancellor? Could you stand? Recognize David Warren. As you know, Oscar is a Regents Professor, and that was voted on by the Regents of California and signed in to our university by Dr. David Warren. Is Jackie Mims here? Or Charles Bibbs? They also assisted in the program. And then are the committee members here from Saturday Academy Committee, Planning Committee. Could you stand? Members here. Well, we will introduce them later, and we will start the music. Thank you and enjoy.
Dream of a land my soul is from. I hear a hand stroke on a drum. Shades of delight, cocoa hue, rich as a night. Afro blue, elegant boy, beautiful girl, dancing for joy, delicate pearl. Shades of delight, cocoa hue, rich as a night. Afro blue. Two young lovers are face to face with undulating grace. They gently sway, then slip away to some secluded place. Shades of delight, cocoa hue, rich as a night. Afro blue. Whispering trees echo their sighs, passionate pleas, tender replies, shades of delight, cocoa hue, rich as a night, Afro blue, lovers in flight, upward they glide, best at the height, slowly subside, shades of delight, cocoa hue, rich as a night, Afro blue, and my slumbering fantasy assumes reality until it seems it's not a dream, the two of you and me, shades of delight, cocoa hue, rich as a night, Afro blue, shades of delight, cocoa hue, rich as a night, Afro blue. you very much. This is my Utah career, ladies and gentlemen. Master percussionist. Anytime recollection runs through the events and the friends you once knew, from the evidence that confronts you all over, the conclusion it always comes to is times have changed. Things ain't what they used to be. Gone are all of your favorite places and so many familiar faces. They just vanished and left no traces. All over you see nothing but vacant spaces where streets are strange. Things ain't what they used to be. It used to be that there were spots that you could go to frequently. Yeah. It used to be that there'd be lots of folks you knew for company. Hey girl, yeah. It used to be, but things are not so hot for you now, as you see. Every morning when you awaken, you thank heaven for each day breaking. Even though the old bones are aching all over, you still have a few plans you're making, but not long range. Things ain't what they used to be. Now, I'm as fond of youth as any. Made much more of mine than many, thanks to all the various acts in which I got engaged. Gained experience and knowledge as I went through Hard Knocks College. Picked up a little polish even as I aged. After all that push and shoving, which I once mistook for loving, when I used to let my wild enthusiasm soar, I find my pace far less frantic, passions not as prone to panic, nor am I as into antics as I was before. I'm no longer set afire by the flames of hot desire. Father Time affixed a damper upon all my lusts, limiting the great distraction created by my reaction to the bouncing, boobing action of babes, buns, and busts. I still do some wishful thinking, even some flirtatious winking, as from force of habit I may contemplate a score. But by age I've been exempted from conquests I once attempted. My good judgment's not preempted as it was before. By affixing his old damper, Father Time managed to hamper all those wild enthusiasms by which I was run. Now, by light of recollection, I can do some deep reflection as I seek to keep connection between things I've done. Though its membership sure changes, I see youth itself arranges to remain the bright, exciting flight it always was, starting little, growing bigger, full of fun and vim and vigor, with the energy to trigger all that stuff youth does. But youth also can be foolish, obstinate, hard-headed, mulish, far too naive to conceive how it's incurring debt, obligations, complications, creations of sex relations, leading to long lamentations, anguish, and regrets. Judging from all indications, longevity creates patience to replace the passions which in later life I lack. Patience put to use enduring ailments that are beyond curing, some of which got started during my heyday way back. Vices I enjoyed indulging here have later begun bulging, nagging, sagging, breaking out and caving in. Health no longer has smooth sailing as I find some functions failing. And physicians say I'm ailing from some bygone sin. Taking pains and pills and pressure, I still look for peace and pleasure, even as old Father Time attacks me viciously. An attack that's so abusive, peace and pleasure prove elusive, till I wonder if I do live, how hip will it be? I who now am long of tooth feel ambivalent toward youth's zeal as each day arrives with its full complement of ouch. With my own youth far behind me, I'm reminded quite unkindly that about all I can finally do for youth is grouch. Yeah, can't be doing the same old dances. Can't be taking the same bold chances. That's not saying that life's romance is all over, just that under the circumstances there's been a change. Things ain't what they used to be. Oh yeah, you gotta rearrange. Things ain't what they used to be. The streets are strange. Yeah, the streets are strange. Even the music is very strange. When I came up, our instrument of choice was the tenor saxophone. Cats could play a tenor whether they had a horn in their hands or not. Of course, we got a cat here, Fred Griffin, got a horn in his hands. Check him out. Fred Griffin. Yeah, our heroes were Coleman Hawkins, Ben Webster, Shoeberry, Don Bias, and of course, the president of the tenor saxes, Pork Pie Hat, Lester Young. This is Prez's music to tell you how it used to be way back in the days before jazz received a college education, when the location of a happening sound would get grapevined around. All the cats would come clean as we descend on the scene to seek what could be found. Observing the ladies, observing their faces, their shapeliness, the ways they dress, artistic taste that they express, appreciating music, sitting at bars, digging stars, and giving up ovations for some hip improvisations. Energy, that's what was swinging, energy that they'd be bringing with each note they played in a serenade made to a jazz beat. They're jumping up blues and paying long overdues, running that sound all into the ground. Every note played to that beat had a message that summoned us to visit the spot for the enjoyment we got. Listening to jazz played hot. Listening to jazz played hot. Listening to jazz played.
Yeah, last time I saw Janine, she looked just like a royal queen as she cruised by with this wealthy guy in a Cadillac limousine. Last time I saw Janine, last time I saw Janine, recalled when we were 17. I was her beau way back long ago, but too short of the good long green to satisfy Janine. So she left, moved away from the old neighborhood, and I'm certain she's gone for good. Last time I saw Janine, a dollar sign stood in between. It was love lost due to rising cost, and since then I haven't seen Janine. So she left, moved away from the old neighborhood, and I'm certain she's gone for good. Last time I saw Janine, a great big fat old dollar sign stood in between. It was love lost due to rising cost, and since then I haven't seen Janine, haven't seen Janine.